Hello and welcome to episode 15 of our Timberborn Update 6 Folktales playthrough here in Cycle 23, Day 11. 2 days before Bad Tide comes in, but we no longer have to worry about that because we just finished our Bad Tide diversion system a little while ago, and this is all ready to keep our colony safe and let us access tons of fresh, clean drinking water. And last time, we expanded our storage massively by expanding the dam upward, and then also by damming up this corner of the map. And now we have all this space for another aquatic farm should we need one, which at the present time we don't, because we have 8,700 food stored up and we only have 107 beavers. So I think we're okay, but eventually we're going to add more stuff. Just trying to keep ahead of things. This time we've got lots of stuff we can do. Primarily, I would like to reorganize our storage and our housing up here. And a bunch of you had some pretty good suggestions for doing so, and we're going to integrate some of those today, as well as continuing to improve our power system, which is going to include putting the gravity batteries back in that we removed to raise the height of the dam. And that is probably not going to need to be a priority right now because the Bad Tide is going to continue all of that water flow anyway. That's powering these guys. But eventually, maybe before the end of the episode, we can put in a couple of gravity batteries back here. I don't know exactly how many we can do, but we probably do at least 5, maybe? Math is hard. But we'll do those, and then we'll send the beavers down into the drink to start blasting this out for maximum depth. Now, before we deleted these, I'm pretty sure the one that was here when this was 3 or 4 blocks down was giving us about 20,000 HPH. Maybe a little less. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll see what we can do. But the best thing for us to do right now is going to be to start building additional food storage over here and then slowly get rid of this. We can turn this into a little bit more of industrial fun and then possibly some housing. But I kind of liked the idea of putting housing on this front cliff. Kind of front-loading this district around the crossing and making sure that it's not all over here in this corner. Because remember, we also have this area here that is currently doing some bad water processing. And yes, I do always read all the comments, even if I don't respond to you. And you guys did catch that this power shaft is not doing anything because the centrifuge only transmits power from the center of each side. Obviously, not including the doorway, but we'll go ahead and we'll pop this in here. I'm just putting these here to move that scrap out of the way. But that will solve all of those problems if we just add that other segment here and then come in later with the curve to make that work. Obviously, right now, these 2 wheels are powering the explosives factory, and these 2 are powering the centrifuge, and that is just about all the power this can currently produce. So this is fine. It's about all that we need right now anyway, because we're not really using any of the extract, with the exception of whatever they do in this building. Burning fermented and whatever poison water for their, I guess we can call them religious ceremonies. I don't think I'm going to be going to any of those, but they can do what they want. So we'll come back over here where they are constructing these tanks and this additional large water pump to give that place up there a little bit more of a leg to stand on when it comes to keeping the beavers alive. And there's still 5 jobs that are not being performed. We have 3 incapacitated beavers, so we're really not that far off. But we will need to keep working on pretty much everything else that's being done here. So, we have this large, well, it's a medium tank, but we have a tank of bad water here that does not need to be here anymore because all the processing is happening here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause these bad water pumps, and we're going to set this to empty so that over time, as they are refining and making dynamite and doing all sorts of stuff, they can just drain this and make good use of this space later once it's done. And while that's happening, we can start putting warehouses in. We'll leave a little bit of space here to put probably just do them back to back like this. So if I do that there and that there, I of course will have to have some sort of something underneath here, depending on how we want to have this laid out. But I do really like the idea of these things being rather tightly organized. So I guess for right now, we'll just put those two there. Put these large warehouses here, and then wait for those to get built and connected appropriately. We'll, of course, have this come around the back side, or around the outside, depending on how you prefer to use your words. And like I mentioned in a previous episode, we don't really have to store a lot of stuff up here. We just want to have one storage for every type of food, and then the industrial area, of course, will have to have storage for its stuff. So we'll have, I guess I could just show you on this, all of these 9 buildings. We do currently have storage for everything up here, with the exception of berries, I think. Now, we're not going to need to have berries up here, so I'm not going to bother building storage, but we will have 8 storages for food, and then, of course, we'll have to have large tanks for water once we get around to doing that. Other than that, the industrial area is going to need its own storage, but we're not concerned with that right now. We're just trying to make space for this to become better, more efficient, etc., so on and so forth. And that's what this is going to accomplish. So, why don't we go ahead and assign some stuff here. We got bread. We've got grilled potatoes. And then we've got maple pastries. They're going to be something we need to start producing a whole lot more of. But that's a good start. These 4 right here. And then, of course, we can come back and add cattail crackers, carrots, grilled chestnuts, and the sunflower seeds as time goes on. But this should help us out quite a lot. We have all the same storages over here. And it turns out that I guess we're not growing enough wheat to keep up with raw wheat storage. We have plenty of cattails, plenty of cattail flour, and we do have enough wheat flour. But we could stand to maybe have a little bit more, because we're going to be growing our population. I don't think we're going to have a huge population in this specific playthrough, the way this is playing out, but we're going to have more than 107. I don't know, maybe somewhere toward 150, 200 by the end of this, once we have bots and everything. Should end up working out nicely. But we'll go ahead and turbo speed this thing, because we haven't really gotten too much done, and it's already been, well, by my recording count, 8 minutes. So, want to make sure we're making good use of our time here. So since these are paused, we're not going to be pumping anything else. They're going to just do whatever they can to use this stuff, and we aren't really going to need that many explosives. The bigger thing is probably just going to be extract, if we're being honest with each other. So, they haven't even built this yet. Let's prioritize these power shafts so that they can take full advantage of all the power between both of these. And we can make a little bit of a storage for our extract here as well. So, since we're not going to be putting any other buildings here for the time being, I'll just go ahead and make this a nice little storage for extract. And that should work out splendidly for them. We've got our metal ruins being disassembled, stored here. We have, thankfully, relatively easy access to one of these underground ruins if we want to do the mine. Unfortunately, the folktales, the mine is terrible for this because it is very slow. Every 1.8 work hours you get 2 scrap metal, versus the Iron Teeth have the efficient mine that adds dynamite to the equation. And I believe that makes 4 or 6. Not entirely sure. But it is substantially better. And here comes that nasty red stuff. We should no longer see any of these trees die from contamination because we have our contamination barriers in place, with the exception of right here. So we might see those little red tendrils creeping up this way, but I don't think it's going to kill any trees. We're just going to run into the issue of the trees not being irrigated on this side because they are far away from this, which now, okay, it's got the cross-hatching like the zebra in my camera right here. So it's kind of hard to see exactly how much water is in there, but I am reasonably sure that, yep, there's water in there. I love how this now takes water away. It didn't used to do that, but I think that's one of the functions of the new water system that allows us to have aqueducts. So, I'm not going to be upset about these not being completely watered. They're never going to die because the bad tide can't possibly be long enough to make that Make that a thing. But you can see the little nasty tendrils here are creeping in, but they are not currently affecting these trees. I don't know if that's because we also have water coming in from this place right here. Or it could possibly be the elevation helping us out there, but for whatever reason it's happening. I'm glad it's that way. That's going to help us out a whole lot. And hey, look at this. We've got 2 storages already for the bread and the grilled potatoes. So we can find out which one of those are here and empty. And then when they're empty, we can demolish them and then start thinking about what we're going to put here instead. And we've got a bunch of options to do stuff. Somebody suggested actually using these overhangs on top of the water sources here and then just completely building over this space. We could very easily do that. That is entirely possible. This should never back up high enough to flow back over this bank here. So what I was thinking of doing is just having lodges all the way around here. Obviously you can't build over the water source directly, but you can, just for the purpose of demonstration, you can do this and build over it that way, which is what we've done in our Iron Teeth stream playthrough, which we're currently working on. I think we've had 10 or 11 of those by the time you're watching this, I believe. Quote-unquote episodes of that. We have a good time over there. Don't necessarily do things quickly because chat likes to distract me and talk about all sorts of fun stuff. But that's part of the reason you do live streams, right? This series is a little bit more focused, a little bit more streamlined. We're only on cycle 23 here, and I think in that live stream playthrough we're on cycle 61, 62? Anyway, I digress. We're having a good time here. Let's get these... oh, I just need to click on this and say empty. And then this, of course, maple pastries, the platform is done, so I will go ahead and try to remember where those are being stored. And there they are. That is empty, so that can go away. That is empty, so that can go away. They'll use all those materials for everything they've got to use them for, and then we'll be in good shape. And look at this. The bad water's almost gone. From this one, at least. So that's good to see. This is operating... yeah, very good. 369 out of 350, so everything is nice there. Waiting on planks. Oh, you know what? I did not unpause. No, I did unpause. I just deleted. We need to have more of these, and we need to have less gears. Fewer gears, not less gears. Because this is a quantifiable number. Anyway. Last time I diagrammed a sentence in English class was probably 2004. Completely irrelevant. We got rubble here that has bad water and gears and all that stuff in there. So why don't we actually have these guys pick this up? This is kind of a mess. And I know a lot of you don't like looking at this stuff on the ground. So I do try to be conscientious of other people's needs and wants when we're doing this. Because remember, it is a let's play, not a watch me play. I do actually care about what you guys have to say and what you're thinking about stuff. In case that was up in the air. This should be... yep, that's done. Get picked up. This is slowly emptying because they're eating it. And once this is finished, then we'll be able to put the rest of those in there. But I believe we're going to be good to go shortly on that. This builder's hut is going to also move when we get around to it. And now we need to think about how this is going to be popped in here. And I think, yeah, I just need to blow up 3 here. And then 2 here. And then I can just have this kind of mirrored this whole time. This space here can get blown up. And then I can just shift all these. We'll have 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, and 3. And we will move this large pile. We'll do something else with that. See if we can figure out how that's going to get popped in place. Because this pile doesn't need to be here. There's no more buildings over here that are processing anything. So that can actually go away. But I'm not going to get rid of it yet. Because I don't have anywhere else over here for logs to go. This is planks. The other log storage is over here. So we're going to have to finagle some stuff a little bit. But we will get there in due time. Oh. We really don't have a lot of storage for any of this stuff, do we? Well, that's fine. We'll get it figured out. This is slowly emptying out anyway. Everything's still looking good down here. Yeah, we have almost 10,000 food. Look at us go. It is very rare in one of these playthroughs that I have adequate food for like the worst case scenario. It's even rarer that I have adequate food for the worst case scenario's idea of a worst case scenario, which I don't even think is possible in normal difficulty to need 10,000 food with a population of 106 beavers. Because we are never going to be in a situation where we're going to be in a drought long enough to require 50 days worth of food just stored up. Now, I did do a playthrough that I think had 40-something day droughts back in... Was that early update 4? It might have been early update 4. Could have been late update 3, depending on... No, it was update 4, because that was when they took the district limits away. Pretty sure. But I digress. We've got quite a lot to fix here. Now, why are these saying there's no power? That shouldn't be like that. This is all connected. This is all connected. Oh. Oh, I didn't... okay. I did say last episode I was going to try and fix this, and then I didn't because I forgot. Well, that will certainly have an effect on everything downstream. Wowee. Look at all this water we've already pumped out and sent out down here to keep these full during the bad tide. That's a good thing that we expanded this. That's actually incredibly helpful. All right. This one's ready to go. This one's ready to go. And then all I have to do now is get these medical beds out of here. This one is empty. This one is empty. There we go. And then once this one is empty, we'll empty that as well. This hauling post is going to move, and I think what we'll end up doing, wow, is we'll put these monuments in the corners here. Make like a C shape or maybe a U shape, depending on how you want to look at it. But we are back in a good tide again, folks. We've got cycle 24. Look at our storage. It's already filling up. That is nice. We've got space here. We can do some more storages as well. Wow, look how fast this is going. I'm trying to think, because I only said I was going to have 8 of these, and I only built 6, and they don't have capacity for more stuff to go next to them, unless I were to build. I could do 3 or these 6 here, and then 3 on this side. I think would be probably fine, and then maybe we'll put some large tanks elsewhere. But this is empty, which means that can go away. This is empty, which means that can go away. And then once that's taken care of, we'll be in really good shape, folks. What I will go ahead and do is I will place some triple lodges here and here to start the process. And then we'll just move everything else out. Actually, this is... Oh, it was empty. But I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that. And now I can finally blow this up. Now, do note that we still have space here, if we feel so inclined, to put something else that is 3x3. I think most likely it's going to make sense to do a large tank because we do have the pumps right here. But that would require us moving this staircase 1 block to the right and making so we can access this. Now this is ready to go here. Put that triple right there. Looking good, looking good. We've got space here to start moving these guys around, make everything match nicely. But I will wait until these 2 are constructed so we can take advantage of all of that. This is still accessible from the other side, so I think what we'll end up doing... wait a little bit, maybe until the end of the workday, and then we'll remove these stairs and put in their replacement. Just 1 more to the right. And you know the drill. Triple goes here. Yeah, they're not walking on this, so we'll go ahead and get rid of that. Eventually, maybe we can rebuild this as land once we have terraforming in place, but for right now, this is the best we can do. We have the science. We have 5,000 of it, so we can unlock this large tank. And before we put this down, I'm going to use our things here to shove this out in the right-of-way, so they're forced to come pick it up. And then right here, oh, hold on, wrong finger on the wrong key. We'll get this set for water. And then right here, maybe we can put something else. Or we just leave these because it really doesn't matter. That might be fine. So that's getting a path there. I realize this is an extra path on this side that doesn't exist over here, but we've got an opportunity to maybe put some decorations or various improvements in front of here, and I think that's a fine idea to have. Remember our monuments, we haven't researched the Brazier of Bonding yet, but we will soon. If we were to place this here, this would still cover all of these houses here. So I'm either going to put this one here, or maybe I'll put this one here, and then the one with the planks up there. We got options. We got different things we can do. Those medical beds are empty. Well, that one's not. No more contemplating. You can contemplate going somewhere else. And then who's injured here? Okay, you're almost done being injured. So we'll let you finish up your stay there. And then we're going to have to build maybe a little hospital complex like we've done before in the more aesthetically focused builds. See if we can figure out a good place for that. But we've got all these extra spaces, so we'll just go ahead and get that. Ah, we got Silly Billies. Oh, we got a whole stack of them. What is going on here? All right, we're going to let them have their privacy, and we're going to put some stairs down. Yeah, we'll just make this a priority. And pick up all these beavers that are somehow stuck down here. See, I don't even know how many beavers there are in here, because they're all kind of like meshed into each other doing some sort of whatever this is. All right, now, yeah, get out. Oh, don't. All right, fine. Pick up your pieces. Pick up your little bits so we can get out of here. But I guess I can start putting that back in there, and that. No, don't put that there. You fools. All right. There we go. Power shafts to the rescue. And you're still in here? Oh, now there's somebody else. Well, the healing has to end at some point, bud, so unfortunately I'm going to have to kick you out of there. Put that platform in. And monument-wise, let's research that. See how big this is? That's going to cover a nice big area. We could even have some housing back here. But I think for right now, this is probably the best place to put it. Have this guy looking out this way. And then, of course, the other one right here will end up being fine. Storages, we also have a lot to do. I'm going to pause this, actually, because it's going to suck up all of our planks as soon as it's starting construction. And I think we would prefer to have our storages first. So that will go there. That will go there. And remember, we only need 8 for our foods. And this district does not have a storage for sunflower seeds yet, and it does not have a storage for cattail crackers. So the only things we have to do left now are going to be carrots. And then, for some reason, I can't remember what the other one was. Oh yeah, grilled chestnuts. And that'll be easy to do. We just have to move the builder's huts, relocate everything once we are in the correct spot to do so. But now we've got water space. Plenty of storage up here. Did they ever pick up all this garbage off the ground? They sure did. All right, you better get off these stairs. All right, no more stairs. Nobody else is going to get stuck down here. No beavers left behind. We still looking okay here. Actually, we're out of bad water, so we can turn these back on. We got a nice amount of extract. Everything's looking pretty good there. Explosives we're actually full up on. I don't think we've Wait, hold on. Why do we have homeless beavers? Oh, it's because they haven't rebuilt these yet. Okay, well, they're working on it. Making progress, even if it is a little bit slow. They'll get that taken care of. And, of course, this is for sunflower seeds. That's for cattail crackers. These I'm going to go ahead and empty, so we can get rid of those when the time comes. These lodges will also go away once this is a little bit more installed. Because I think we're going to be okay with just this one moved here and then these two taken out, because that's going to still be about equal on the jobs versus available beavers. Should be, at least. And then we can move on from there. But now we have the opportunity to also do a little bit of aesthetic improvement with our roofing tiles. Like these guys are right here. That's going to look nice. Having that be all in a row. And give each of these beavers that benefit while they are sleeping. That looks pretty, well, honestly, it kind of looks like a 1960s roadside motel more than anything else, but not necessarily a bad thing. Let's push the bits and pieces up top. So we have this clear space now for another lodge. Nice and easy. And get that built as soon as we can, folks. Alright, this one is already done. Cattail Crackers is empty, so that can go away. Now look at all this space we have over here. We could even put additional storages for industrial stuff here if we wanted to. Or we could put another large tank for water, or we have a bunch of different possibilities we can get ourselves into. I do think, though, that we're going to want to make use of... Oh, hello, pitch-shifted beaver greeting. Stuff like the campfires and the other well-being that we haven't really done up here. Obviously, we have the campfire, but there is no agora upstairs, so to speak. And there's not really a lot of great places to do that up here because of the terrain. So that could end up being what we do in a space like this, since there is no more metal to be mined over here. But we have these guys that eventually all this stuff's going to have to go away as it gets used. And then the observatory, of course, can be relocated anywhere else that we decide it needs to go. We're just not quite there yet. This is for sunflower seeds. This is empty. Very good. This is going to look so much better once this is all completely redesigned. And then at some point we're going to have to kind of do the same thing over here. Unless you guys like the little patchwork kind of feeling of how this is built. I don't know. I think I'd rather it be something that looks a little bit nicer personally, but I don't know. Let me know what you think. You want me to completely redesign, build this into like a more uniform area like we have up here, or just keep it like it is? Always open to your suggestions. So they're going to take a little while to do this. Why don't we go ahead, especially because this will use some metal, why don't we go ahead and start replacing the gravity batteries? That'll be a pretty easy thing to do. We'll just maybe might have to end up prioritizing these. No, actually, they just have those two to build because that's paused. That should be okay. So why not go for Broek? We'll just put 4 of those, 5, 6. Oh, I could do 7 if I blast this down. So the good thing about doing the thing that we've been doing with the path underneath the gravity batteries is that I'm not going to have them go down to blast out just for the batteries themselves, because they can just reach down from here. The bad thing is I have not researched the double or triple dynamite yet. And I'm trying to think, should I spend the science on that, or should I spend it on some of this other stuff? We haven't gotten into detailing yet. And I know that's something you guys are really going to want to see, especially when we get those custom images on the tails. But there's other things we could possibly be using. I don't know. I think we should try to maximize our power storage, and then in turn water storage. If we blast this entire thing down to this level, where these sluice gates are. Now that we would have to send the beavers downstairs to take care of. And that would be a very long-term project, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Why not, right? There's literally no downside to doing this. So we'll put triples, because I know I can just go ahead and get rid of these 2 spots just by standing on them. And plus we have all this dynamite and all this extract we're not using. So I might as well just go ahead and get this entire thing blasted down. I know it's not going to be congruent heights or whatever, but I think it's not going to end up mattering once we get everything situated the way we want to. I will, since we have the access already and they haven't started putting anything down, I will make those singles here so this at least gets to the same level. So the fun thing about about doing this way is going to be, how are we going to get the beavers in here? I don't really have a mechanism to do that reliably unless... Oh, that'll work. Oh no, I made the ugly 2x2. It's fine. I will shift these guys down to here. And since we can put the dynamite on top of paths now, this is going to become very, very easy to do. I think. There's no reason this shouldn't work. But we can definitely start the process of taking care of all of this. Let those guys do what they need to do. Alright, so we now have 6 empty beds and 4 homeless beavers. That means those 2 can go away, and we should be... Yeah, 4 unemployed beavers. So we'll have some more jobs open up pretty soon. Anyhow. And by pretty soon I mean right now, because now this hauling post is fully employed, and we're at net 0. And we have a bunch of beavers who are injured and have nowhere to get uninjured because somebody got rid of all the medical beds. So we will need to build a little hospital area, and I believe probably makes the most sense to just do one of those simply, maybe in this area here, create a little bit of a space where they can just kind of relax. Put some platforms on the top of these with the little roof pieces that I haven't unlocked yet. Yeah, that's not too bad. Not too shabby. Put 5 of those in there. That's going to be a pretty nice help to get that done. And now we wait. A whole lot of waiting, folks. Ooh, we're not at net 0. We're at +9. Which actually means this lodge does not need to be here. Well, actually, it's screwed up because we have kids and we have all this other... Okay, the balancing is hard. I was thinking for a moment we were still in the Iron Teeth, where there are no more children because we have the advanced breeding pods that just pop out adults. Which is a little bit terrifying to think about. But everything else is looking really good here, storage-wise, with the exception of maybe the sunflower seeds. Those aren't looking too hot. But everything is looking splendiferous. We got 11,000 food. How about that, folks? Oh, speaking of sunflower seeds, I can put in some more of those here, and then... How far out does this go? Yeah, I'm going to plant here. These probably don't need to be here anymore, but I'm going to leave them. Just because they're not really doing any harm, and all these beavers need to have water anyway. So that's fine. How are we doing up here with our little hospital beds? They've built none of them. Okay, good to know. Explosives, though. They got those coming. Got those coming in big time. Don't walk on these. Very good. So we'll put some triples there. They can't reach these 2, but they can reach these. So let's very safely detonate that, and then they will be able to get to this one, and then they'll be able to get to that one. So that's good. So, of course, when this gets exploded, it's going to take this down 3, which means these will then be up. And it's going to be a little bit of fun to take care of the rest of this. But I think we're going to be triple, 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 all the way down. I actually don't know what height this is. I imagine it might be... Oh, okay, that's not going to need to be triples. But we have so much of this extract, it doesn't really matter. Alright, this is ready here. And that just has to go there. Now, if I really want to be special, I can research the double dynamites and make these doubles. And then there won't be nearly as much to mess with. Let's do that. Let's do that. We're going to spend all of our time just blowing these things up. Because why not? And now the problem is going to be how do I get beavers down here? Oh well, this will probably be a multi-episode long-term project to just increase the volume of this reservoir. But we do have the gravity batteries here, and this one's 18, this one's 22, this one's 24, this one is 30. And I believe I can get at least 1, 2, I can get 2 more out of the depth here underneath these sluice gates. Which means this will be saying 34, as will the rest of these once all of this is all the way down. But it's maybe a little bit of time before we can get to that bit. We have our dynamite here that probably needs to be moved. And then I guess we'll see what happens when we get to that point. But we still have all this stuff here, like these metal blocks we haven't used. Probably need to do something about that. Maybe. Yeah, if that's a single, then I can have those stairs come down here as well and get to this. And then I just have to build underneath because these are on the overhangs, so what happens underneath them is none of their concern. Neat. So that's looking good. We've got all sorts of little things we could possibly get to. But we've kind of exhausted what I got from the comments as far as what people want to see for the most part. Obviously, there's larger, longer-term things that we could be getting into, but I have been making a concerted effort not to overload myself with projects all at once in these videos so that we have a better chance of things succeeding. Which I feel like we've done a pretty decent job of. The planks, however, we need to start making more. And that's going to be a thing where we have to bring in power on the other side here. Maybe continue this way. Let's see what we're going to be getting into. If we do our overhangs, we got our 3x1s. I can do this here as a 3x1, and then that'll bring us all the way around town, so to speak. Bring that in there, then we'll do a platform, and then a 4x1. And then I can just come on this side with my lumber mills and do one of these. And then right here have a power shaft. Nice and simple. I think that's going to be a very nice complement to this space. And we could even continue doing that, just backing these things against each other this whole way. And have a nice straight path. Or we could make it look a little bit more interesting, depending on how we want to do it. Now, I did say we're going to do some terraced stuff with the housing, and we still can. I just felt like finishing this in a uniform style was going to be a bigger priority for right now. And I also want to see what these guys are going to be doing, so blast that out. That should be the same height, and it is, which means that these are all going to need to be exploded again. But that... They can't get to this, really? Alright, well, we have the power of paths under dynamite. So why don't we do that? As well as right here is going to have space for the singles. Once we eventually get to that point. But that, I can't decide. That is a 2. Yeah, that's a 2. That's going to be 3. Which means that this is going to be a 2 and a 3. So we'll just do that. And that's going to be 3 threes by the time it gets done, I think. This should say 34. Oh, it says 36. I really can't count. That says 36. That says 30, so that makes sense. 28. Yep, I think my math was correct. There we go. 6-day drought. Thankfully, we have tons of water stored up, but it's really not going to be that big of a deal. Oh, we have 140 beavers. They grew. Well, they do that. At least we have the storage for them. Wonder why this one isn't done yet. They've had access to this one for a long time. Maybe it's just a priority thing. Who knows? Well, I think it's about time for us to move our builder's hut around. So why don't we... You know what? Honestly, this space right here would be a pretty good fit for the builder's hut. So we'll just move it right across the road. Get this constructed and then demolish this one. We can put that other thing in there. And then our explosive storage does not need to be here. We're going to move it so we can put another one of these there. Oh, come on. Finish this before everybody goes to bed. Please? Anybody? There we go. Now that can go away, and this can become a large warehouse. And we'll do carrots, because I know we're going to have a ton of those. That'll be fine. And then the only other thing that's going to be left, aside from that, is going to be, I believe, the roasted chestnuts. Grilled chestnuts. Not quite the same as roasting, but I digress. How are we doing on all this stuff? Oh, they haven't even... Okay, they did kind of start this guy. We're going to be hard up on planks for a little bit of time, it seems. This is fully laid out. They can't reach this, of course. That's fully laid out. Yeah, I think we're going to be good, folks. Just detonate. Good, nobody was in the way. Tragedy averted. That's done. That's done, and now we can continue bringing those stairs down. And I believe if we are doing this correctly, I can... Yeah. It's a little bit circuitous, but we can get to pretty much all of this. It's going to take the straw up one if I do this way, but... Oh, they can't get to this one because there's no platform. Well, guess what? I have the power to just put a suspension bridge here and take care of that lickety-split. So this 2x and this 1x will take all of this down to this one spot, where we can then lower this an additional 3 in one fell swoop. And that's fun. I do think we're going to end up coming down like this eventually. Just to get this all locked and loaded. And they should be able to, without blowing up too much more stuff, they should be able to get most of the explosives in place without too much more fanfare to it. So I will do some singles here. That'll work out nicely. And then we'll see what the future holds when we get this taken care of. Might not be today, but I do want to make sure we're doing everything we can. Trying to be optimized. So this is... Oh, of course they built this one first. That one's just about done. We will need to have more storage over here. We have gear storage here and pine resin storage here. That is going to end up probably staying here. We have our treated planks. We've got our regular planks. We should probably... You know what? I've got some ideas to fix that. Treated planks. Regular planks. Move that around. And just so stuff matches a little bit better, let's do this. This can be for regular planks. This can be, instead of the pine resin. This can be for... Actually, this can be for pine resin. This can be for gears. Make it nice and easy. And then we can empty this guy, remove him, and put something else there. And eventually we can put the underground storages here. But I'm going to try to do something a little bit different with those. I did get a comment suggesting that we did a little bit of buried storage, which I guess this qualifies as buried storage. But what I was thinking about, something we did in the Update 4 playthrough on Thousand Islands, where we actually blasted like a chasm down, placed the underground pile, and then used the side platforms, which now we don't have to worry about anymore. We can use the overhangs to cover that up and make like a little buried underground storage, and then have productive space on top of it, depending on how we want to have stuff laid up. But I do think this is nice to have this kind of symmetry here, right in front of the woodwork shops. Nice accessibility for all this stuff. And then, of course, this can go away. We have all of our metal processing right here, so I was thinking it would be smart also to have some piles. Obviously, the 3x3s aren't going to place super nice with other tiny storages here, but would not be the worst thing that we've ever done to place a large pile here and then a large pile here, and then we have this space up here to put other medium things. Maybe even just more gear storage. Or maybe we leave it blank. Maybe we try doing something else later. But it's always nice to have space to put things. We'll do metal blocks and scrap metal here just to keep that going. And then I will empty these two so we can clear this space out and maybe do something else here. Maybe since we have power run, we could do our little recreational area and then also have the observatory. Put in, of course, the carousel and some other stuff here, but that is kind of far for the beavers to go. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Got plenty of opportunity, and boy, do we have a mess of stuff laying all over the ground, I'll tell you what. So that's looking good. This can go away. This dynamite can also go away, and we'll, I made a mistake with this, folks. Well, we'll fix it. We'll just put those stairs there. That'll help that get taken care of. That should be blasted all the way down, as well as these. Same deal here. Now, did I judge correctly? Is that a triple? Let's find out. Yes, it is. Is this a triple? I am so good at this game. Sometimes. Sometimes I actually do legitimately succeed beyond my comprehension. And sometimes I don't. It's just the way it goes. Oh, and you know what? We also, yeah, we can take these out too. Now that we have beaver access down here. This piece cannot leave. This piece cannot leave. It is keeping the water, wait, no. It totally can. Never mind. It's gone. Yeah, look at that. Except we've done so much demolition and there's been so much pumping. We got our end of the drought here that this water level is down substantially. And you know what? I said I was going to get rid of the rest of these things, and I never really did. So I guess I just have to keep on keeping on here. This also needs to go away. We haven't really done anything with it. But we are coming into the last day of the drought here, so I guess it's probably about time to go ahead and end this. But before we're done, let's go single speed. I'm going to move the explosive storage to be over here. I'll just put that right there. No, get that thing out of here. Yep, there we go. This will be just summarily deleted, yeeted, or whatever the kids say these days, and then, actually that slang probably isn't even popular anymore. That was, I don't know, 10 years ago. Not dynamite here. These things, grilled chestnuts, that can go in. We will get that situated, and then one of the last things that we can do here. Oh, I miscalculated. I was going to put the hauling post here, but I forgot this isn't exactly set up that way. So, yeah, we'll just put that there. Set that to 10. And then hopefully they can just automatically take care of the rest of this. Oh, that's right, because I wanted to get rid of the grilled chestnuts. Well, guess what? They can sit on the ground. They'll be okay. Not going to be the end of the world. But I've got 880 beard booster names to scroll up the screen now in appreciation of everybody who's done all that fantastic support for the channel and all the fun stuff we have here. So I really, really, really appreciate you guys. I cannot say it enough. You make it possible to keep doing these videos every day and have all the fun that we do have, and not make me go run off and try to survive working some random job somewhere, because I get to pay some of my bills playing Timberborn, and that's amazing. And I'm very, very thankful for all the support. Whether you are on this list or you're not, I appreciate you, and I'm glad you're here. And I hope that whatever it is you are doing with the rest of your day, you have a fun and a safe time, and we will see you later in this playthrough on Friday, and then back in the Water Beavers on, well, tomorrow, Thursday and Sunday, and then Prison Architect on Saturday, and a couple more streams in the Iron Teeth playthrough before we're all said and done. But we'll go ahead and get through the rest of this day here. Got 0.4 days left in the drought, and then that will be it. Again, I really appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope you'll stop by to some of our other videos, because we've been having a good time in those. The penguins are back as of yesterday. Episode 25 of that playthrough. We're nearing the end, and I don't know if we'll be picking penguins back up again after this series is finished. But we are having a good time, and I guess since we're on the topic, the Beard Boosters and all their support is the reason that I can keep making videos that are not as popular and maybe aren't as well received, but are still a whole lot of fun. So those folks make it possible. You make it possible, and I'm very thankful for you. Cycle 25 has begun, and this video has ended. We'll see you next time, friends. Take care. Bye-bye.